So, do you guys know anything about the house of Celine? Well, Celine is a fashion house from Paris, France. They've been around since 1945. And during my time in New York City, I learned, or I knew that they were launching fragrances, and I figured out that they had just launched it the weekend I was there, and I was able to sample the entire 9 fragrances that the House of Celine launched at their Madison Avenue boutique. I picked up a fragrance. It's called Don's Paris, this one right here, and I've got samples of 3 of their other fragrances in this bag. So we're going to preview and do first impressions on packaging of Don's Paris here, and sample 3 other fragrances from this house. So if you're curious to learn about Celine and their new fragrances, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If this is your first time tuning into the channel and you love watching fragrance reviews, finding out about new fragrances, discovering new brands, and of course participating in giveaways and still haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. Yeah, so this is a new house for me. I've known about the fashions. I go to Paris quite frequently and I see their stores, and never really walked into their store. I do like their design work and the fashion work there, so I would definitely wear them, but I'm not one to dress up. But then I learned about their Haute Perfumerie collection that was launching sometime this fall, and then the weekend I was in New York City, they launched. Like that Saturday that I was there, they launched. So I ended up rushing to sample them because the house creative director is known as the house creative director is Hedi Slimane. Slimane, I think that's how you say his name, but he's very, very, very well known. He was creative director of Dior Homme from 2000 to 2007. Then he was creative director of YSL from 2012 to 2016, and he's been creative director of this house, Celine, from 2018. So Celine's been around since 1945. And now they have launched Haute Perfumerie collection, and this collection retails for a 100 ml bottle, which comes in a box like this, for $220. 200 ml, I believe it's 200 ml because the sizes were completely wrong on their website. $320. Celine is also parent company of LVMH, so same as Louis Vuitton, Dior. All of those brands, Givenchy, they're all part of the LVMH umbrella. And this seems to me like the launch of Louis Vuitton fragrances from 2016. Similar price point, $220 for 100 ml. I think LVMH or Louis Vuitton, I'm sorry, I think Louis Vuitton's fragrances started at $240. Now they're retailing for $260 for 100 ml. But here we have 100 ml for $220. So I felt like the price point was really great, and I sampled all of them. Many I fell in love with, not all of them, many, and I felt like these were such quality compared to the ones I sampled from Versace, Atelier Versace, which were really, really disappointing. I mean, they were good, but they weren't like, wow, for $330 for 100 ml, $220 for 100 ml in this design house or fashion house. A lot better fragrances. So anyway, this is a fragrance called Don's Paris, and the notes in here are bergamot, coriander seed, laurel blossom, accord, musk, and vanilla. So let's go ahead and open this up. Bottles are amazing. I think the creative director Hedi Slimane is very, very classy. I think what he does is awesome. Some of his work I've seen from Dior Homme and YSL, so I think what he's done here with these fragrances is quite phenomenal. The bottles are gorgeous, out of this world bottles. The fragrances are also great. I sampled, like I said, all of them, and several of them really jumped out at me. The only thing is there's no Celine shop here in San Francisco, so I can't sample them here. So on their website the sizes were off, plus it wasn't available for me to buy directly from their website, so but I could call the Madison Avenue store in New York City and order bottles and they ship. So anyway, this is Don's Paris. Let's go ahead and open this up. It was a toss-up between this one and another one that I liked, Parade, which was, they were displayed in certain order and the sales associate wanted me to smell them in that order. So Parade was the first one, this was the 4th one in row in the order. I was going to buy Parade, then I ended up with Don's Paris. So Parade would be the next one I would buy. So this is how the box is. Obviously, you can see Celine right there. I really love the minimalistic look here. It's really awesome. Celine Paris. On the bottom, you've got some information written. Nothing else around the top, and the sides. And then, of course, let's see. This lifts up like this. Or maybe we have to put this down before. Like that, I guess. Although what we have on top here is the logo, Celine's logo. And that's the bottle. This is a really, really gorgeous bottle. It's pretty, I think the design work for this is really awesome. And since this is LVMH, I think that the sprayers are also awesome. It's just magnetic caps, as you can see. And they spray really awesome. So this one I'm going to go ahead and spray on. Actually, I'm going to spray this one on me, and I'm going to spray the samples on strips. It sprays right away. Didn't even have to spritz a couple times before it sprayed. So this one has notes of bergamot, coriander seed, laurel blossom accord, musk, and vanilla. To me, it also smells a little bit like honey. There's something honey-like in there. I don't know where that's coming from. Probably the musk and the vanilla combined together. Almost like honeyed beeswax is what I'm getting with this one. But at the top, bergamot and coriander seed, really spicy and citrusy. Immediately, I think it's a laurel blossom accord. Laurel trees, laurel blossom accord. So I guess the laurel blossom from the laurel tree, but it's an accord they created. It's not necessarily they're using the notes. But this one's really lovely. It's warm and spicy. I think this is a perfect scent for fall. Look at that bottle. Really, really awesome looking bottle. I love it. Very classy. I really love this one. The fragrances were completely awesome from this house. I think, as I said, comparing them to the Atelier Versace fragrances, these are like miles away from the classiness and the sophistication and the tackiness factor of the Atelier Versace fragrances. Really, really awesome. I love the scent. That's why I have it. Now let's try some of the other fragrances from this house. We're going to do Parade first. Parade is the first one I fell in love with because it's the first one I smelled. Parade has notes of bergamot, neroli, vetiver, musk, and oak moss. It's really, really sexy. Really sexy. I mean, this one that I'm wearing now, Dans Paris, is also very sexy, but Parade is really nice. I mean, when you smell these, you will say that these are niche quality because they are in this upper end class of fragrances. They're more pricey. They're not your average, like the regular signature collection of fragrances. These are like upper scale fragrances. The only thing I'm not sure about is who the perfumer is. I mean, there's no perfumer name behind it, but since Hedi Slimane is creative director, maybe he oversaw these fragrances and they're not publicizing the names of the perfumers. I don't really know, but it's really nice. It's lovely. Okay, let's try Parade. It's interesting. These are all spraying without even pressing at all. This is really lovely. This is definitely going to be my second one that I buy from this house. It's really, this is kind of like a signature scent, although a little floral because the neroli note is pretty standout. Combined with that vetiver and musk, oh man, this is, I kept smelling my hand when I had this on over and over again because it's the very first one I sprayed. It's the first one out of the collection. It's to die for. It's that great. So that is Parade. Now that we've tried Parade, let's try Saint-Germain-Des-Pres. And Saint-Germain-Des-Pres was quite nice. It's once again, it features neroli, but also has petitgrain, white ORRIS butter, heliotrope, and vanilla. So it's different than Parade. This is the second fragrance from the collection. And then from after this one, we have Cologne Francaise. And then I'll tell you what's remaining of the ones that I sampled, which I sampled all of them. And they were only going to give me one sample. I begged her to give me 3 samples because they said only 1 sample. I'm like, no, please give me 3 because I wanted to experience these. I said I'm going to order another one from you soon. So the Saint-Germain-Des-Pres, I liked it. I didn't love it. It's a fresh, deep fragrance. The vanilla kind of like warms up the base of the fragrance, but at the top it's mostly fresh and zingy. There's that neroli and the petitgrain. It's a flower, the citrus flower, and then the petitgrain is the bitter green orange leaves. And then there's some powderiness and a creaminess from the orris butter, heliotrope, kind of almondy, and then the vanilla. I like this one. I don't love it, so it's not my favorite. Parade is amazing. Parade is amazing. I'm definitely ordering Parade, so that's definitely going to be next on my list, as I said. Saint-Germain-Des-Pres, I don't need to have it. It's not, it's definitely not my favorite. Now the next one is Cologne Francaise, and Cologne Francaise is neroli, fig tree, white orris butter, tree moss, and musk. This one was quite nice. And the other one that I fell in love with is Eau de Californie. No wonder I'd like it, because I'm from California. But I didn't get a sample of that one because I wanted to get them in order as she had them, or displayed. Even on the website of Celine, they're displayed in that order, so I wanted to keep it in order. So this one I do like more than Saint-Germain-Des-Pres. It's like a traditional cologne, like Eau de Cologne, but more amplified, intensified with the notes in here. This one, like I said, neroli, fig tree, really, really awesome combo of neroli, the beautiful floral citrus flower with that fig tree, the green, bitter, earthy note. Then you've got white orris butter, a little powdery, and then oak moss or tree moss, and then musk. Really, really lovely. Cologne Francaise, probably a third one, but I think it's a toss-up between Eau de Californie. So there's 5 more fragrances: La Peau Nue, Eau de Californie, Reptile, Black Tie, and Night Clubbing. Those are the fragrances in that order. So we did, we have Parade, we have Saint-Germain-Des-Pres, Cologne Francaise, Dans Paris, La Peau Nue, Eau de Californie, Reptile, Black Tie, Night Clubbing. Those are the fragrances. And Cologne Francaise, oh my gosh, it's so nice. Cologne Francaise, Parade, Dans Paris that I have. I really love these fragrances. So I'm excited about this line. I just hope that it's going to be easy for us to access them, and I hope that they'll go on their website and available to ship. Right now, I just checked as I'm just before I'm shooting this, and they're not available to order, and the sizing was off as well. Like it said 3 ounce rather than 3.4 ounce, which is what the bottle is. I don't know if you could see it here. Let's see if I can find it somewhere. I don't know if you can see it on here, but it says 3.4 ounce, but on the website it said 3 ounce, which is like, I thought she told me it was a 3.4 ounce 100 ml, so that was off. So I'm assuming the larger size is 200 ml. It says just 6 ounce, and 6 ounce is 175 ml, so I wasn't really certain. Plus they weren't shipping yet, so but the sales associate did say I can always call her and order the next ones and they'll ship for me, and that's probably what I'm going to do. But really lovely bottle, as you can see. I love this. It's just really gorgeous bottle, really, really awesome. And it's a very, really classy house, great fashions, great creative director who's overseeing this house, and I think they brought him up to a very classy level as far as the clothing and then now the fragrances, and it figures it's under the house, I mean the parent company of LVMH. Anyway guys, that's Celine's Dans Paris. What do you think of this bottle? Have you sampled their fragrances yet? Oh, one more thing I want to say. I also read that there's an actual standalone boutique in Paris of just their fragrances, not clothes, nothing else, but just their fragrances. So basically you go in and you sample their 9 fragrances in the different sizes. Most likely they'll have candles and additional things. And I also read that they were launching with 11. They only launched 9 and 2 more come out next year. So we're going to be bombarded with Celine's fragrances soon. But I'm excited about this. Only thing I wasn't sure about is Louis Vuitton's fragrances are refillable. These are not. So these are going to, once you run out of the fragrance, you'll toss them. But great scent, great fragrances. I love it. I'm obsessed with this Dans Paris. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this fragrance and of course the other three. And let me know your thoughts on this house. Have you sampled any of them? Do you even know Celine as a brand? Have you sampled any of their fragrances? Because they used to have fragrances in the past, in the 2000s, and I don't know where they are. I haven't seen them for a while. And now they have the Haute Perfumerie collection from Celine. And that's my thoughts on this house, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, do list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.